Hi, my name is Brad Fryer and I'm 56 years old and I live here in New York City. I'm not sure if you can hear behind me, but it's 7 o'clock and every night at 7 o'clock, the entire city claps and makes loud noise for the shift change for all the healthcare workers. So it's pretty moving and pretty exciting to be here in New York City at 7 o'clock each night. I am a single father of 4 grown daughters, moved from San Diego to New York City 4 years ago. I live and work in Manhattan. I live in Tribeca and work in Midtown. New York City has been well documented in terms of how hard the city and the state has been hit. The #1 area actually in the world. It's hit the economy. Most notably, it's hit restaurants. I've heard probably more than 50% of the restaurants will not reopen post self-quarantine. Personal impact for me, I now work from home. I do everything from home. I work out, I live, I eat, cook, do everything from home. I only leave the apartment once or twice a week, and that's to go to Whole Foods or to CVS for necessities. Other than that, I am living and staying in my 1-bedroom apartment and adhering to self-quarantine. In terms of new hobbies, I've picked up 3 new hobbies. I'm actually reading a lot more, spending less time watching TV. I've actually started meditating and I'm actually journaling every day. How has my time been since self-quarantine? I would say I've always been a glass half full kind of guy, and I try and make lemonades out of lemons. And so I would say I'm in the best shape of my life. And although it's a very tough time for the economy and for many families who are losing loved ones, I'm trying to make myself a better person. So I miss the social interaction, but trying to make the best of it. The real impact on those that I don't live with, I would say I'm probably more available, spending more time on FaceTime, more time on the phone, and trying to connect virtually just because I can't do that physically. And I would say during this pandemic, phones have actually increased social connectivity for me. In normal times, I would say phones are a distraction, but when you don't have the ability to socialize physically, I think phones are a great way to do that.
Hi, this is Pete Kelly in San Diego, California. I'm a father of 2 and a grandfather of 1. We live in a little town called Carlsbad, just north of San Diego. So San Diego County has about 3 million people. Of the 3 million people, 30,000 people have lost their job due to the stay-at-home order. 2,212 people have been contracted or tested positive with the COVID ID. And unfortunately 71 people have passed away due to underlying conditions. But what's interesting is that's 0.02% of our total population has passed away, yet almost 1%, 30,000 people have died. And I think that the financial impact on these families and these people that have lost their job is going to far outweigh the impact of the virus itself. What are the new hobbies that we're doing now? We cook at home more now than we used to. Actually, we've probably cooked more meals in the last 30 days than we have in the last 20 years. How has our time been since we were in self-quarantine? Well, it's been boring and fascinating. Boring in the regard that, or in the sense that it's kind of like Bill Murray's movie Groundhog Day. Every day it's just the same thing. We wake up, we work, eat, and then kind of go to sleep. But it's also fascinating to kind of watch the community at large. You know, a lot of people here have risen up to help others around them. So it's been really inspiring to see how these people are helping other folks that need it. And then on the other hand, it's been really fascinating because, you know, we're seeing news reports about porch pirates, and people are wearing masks and going up to homes and stealing stuff from the front porch. So I guess, you know, situations like this just amplify the type of character a person has, and you get to see their true colors. I mean, everybody's been super supportive and really great. It has been fun to see people in the neighborhood. My wife and I go out for walks a couple times a day now. I've really enjoyed seeing all the kids playing and and riding their bikes and stuff like that, which is kind of uncommon. So it's good to see them out and about. And then let's see, do I think our phones have enhanced or lessened the connection? Well, I think the phones are just like any other tool. It depends on how you use it, right? So for us, it's certainly kept it easier and allowed us to remain in touch with our daughter and our son and grandparents and all that good stuff and see people. So that's wonderful.
My name is Olivia McLaughlin, and I am a third-year college student at UC Berkeley studying business administration. However, currently I am in my hometown of San Diego due to the coronavirus pandemic. With respect to COVID-19, it has had a huge impact on my life, as 1 month ago, I returned home from studying abroad in Madrid, Spain. The following day, I tested positive for the virus. After testing positive, I spent a 2-week quarantine right here in my bedroom. This was really difficult for me because I had just returned from being in Europe for 2 months, and now I was told to keep my family at a very safe distance away. Ever since I've been able to leave my room after that 2-week quarantine and clearance from doctors, my hobbies have spread past these 4 walls. I've started cooking, and I spend a lot more time outside. My relationship with my family since being out of isolation has definitely strengthened. Being pulled away from semester abroad in the blink of an eye, and then being in my bedroom for 14 days straight has really taught me to not take moments for granted. For this reason, I prioritize time with my family more than I ever did in the past. As for my relationships with my friends, we can all agree that we miss each other and really miss spending in-person time together. However, our Snapchat group stays highly active with video updates, and we started texting back and forth with voice memos where we can share stories that might be too long to type. I believe our phones are the key to staying connected despite social distancing. On Instagram, I've seen the rise of cooking accounts and workout accounts. There has been challenges from how fast can you chug a White Claw to can you conquer this 30-day workout routine. TikTok has encouraged people to spend time with their families by making videos, whether it be a funny dance or an obstacle course in your own home. Despite our current distancing, social media is taking on new forms to make us feel connected in creative ways.
My name is Rachel. I'm a sophomore at UNC Chapel Hill. I'm currently studying nutrition science there. I think quarantine has definitely been good and bad for me. I'm living with my sister right now in Columbia, South Carolina, and I think our relationship has definitely been strengthened because of that. We've lived separately for the past 3 years, so I think coming together right now, it's really good just to catch up and take the time to live with each other again like we did when we were younger and be in that really happy and positive place. I think it's definitely put a strain on both my academic career and also my personal relationships. I think it's kind of hard with my friendships. I see people every single day, so sometimes it's a little difficult reaching out to people and stuff when I was used to just seeing them passing by in classes and stuff. So I think I've definitely had to make an extra effort to reach out to those people. Academically, I think I've definitely been hindered as well. I'm definitely grateful for the virtual resources that we've been given and the flexibility that my professors have given me, but I just don't think that there's much of a comparison of in-person lecturing and course load than there is on virtual, and I just think that the quality of my education can't really be matched virtually versus in person. But overall, there's been good and bad things of quarantine.
My name is Demetrius Semillian. 31 years old. I'm from Miami, Florida, but I live in the state of South Carolina, Columbia. COVID-19 here in Columbia is actually, it's been kind of surreal because you think of Columbia as a small city, and, as a busybody, as a person that likes to do a lot, I'm used to the hustle and bustle. So here in Columbia, I think it you can feel it. You can see, the streets, empty. You can feel the stillness. You can hear the calm. You don't hear any traffic, just like it is in a lot of other places. I do think that we did do our best to practice, the quarantine and social distance. So I know there was a discipline, there was a want to, be kind and be generous to other people. For me, I'm able to adapt. I find calm in all moments. So I think for me, the opportunity to sit and think and not be so, goal driven, deadline driven, not have to really worry about where I have to be and what I have to do, and able to kind of just like focus inwardly on myself. It's been refreshing. I think this moment of, disconnecting from society and the social distance has given me an opportunity to take off the mask, not be too worried about the persona of what I am and how people perceive me, but more about how I perceive myself and how I look at the world, and giving me an opportunity to kind of recalibrate my energy. Am I taking up any new hobbies or activities? Nah, I think I am what I am, to quote a famous sailor named Popeye. So I've been a big reader. I've been an avid bike rider. All I can say is that I'm doing the things that I like to do more. How's my time been since self-quarantine? It's been good. I've been almost a month in. If anything, I think I'm asking myself a lot more about what I'm going to do when I get done, with this. And I think that's the one thing. How's my time been since this quarantine? Is I'm realizing how much I enjoy hugs, and how much sitting and talking with people and collaborating, and that energy of that chaos of just being around people and what that energy means. And I do miss that energy. That energy is something I do kind of look forward to getting back into. I think phones are great. I'm able to do this, and hopefully it gets to people, and people understand. There's no perfect way to do this. Nobody was looking forward to this. Nobody had the game plan on how to self-isolate and then how to practice social distancing. So, with everything that we have in technology, with, Instagram and Zoom and Facebook and all those other platforms, I think it makes it easier. But then it also makes you miss it, because of the memories that you can look back at and see that what you were doing this time last year. Or, whatever videos you have saved in your phone about, all the fun you were having. So phones definitely make it easy. But then at the same time, what's the excuse? Phones, the same way they empower you, it's the same way they imprison us.